Are Saudi Arabia about to take over football? Listen, don't be thinking that this is far-fetched, right? We saw the announcement yesterday around the golf. The Live Golf, which was the Saudi-backed golf, has now merged with the PGA to become one entity, right? The Saudis are not messing about. In boxing, some of the biggest fights now in boxing take place in Saudi Arabia. And now it looks like they're targeting football. First one they brought over was Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course, Ronaldo going for unbelievable wages. Nobody thought he'd go to somewhere like Saudi Arabia, but he did go over to Saudi Arabia. And now they're being linked with a host of other players. Karim Benzema has just signed for a club in Saudi Arabia. They're being linked with Luka Modric, whose contract is coming to an end. And what about N'Golo Kante or Ilkay Gundogan, who's been linked with my club, Arsenal? Could he be snubbing clubs like Arsenal and Barcelona and heading over to Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia right now are making a serious play into football. Now, I was looking at this today, which I found really interesting. Karim Benzema, of course, as I said, joined Al Ittihad on a 2-year deal with an option of a further season. Now, check this out. Benzema will earn almost 200 million euros per season. 200 million euros per season, right? And I was reading where it says there's net salary, commercial deals included, might even bump it up to even more. Now, I want you to check out this comparison. The NFL in the States, right? Of course, their American Football League, they've got a salary cap of £225 million per year. That's the whole league, right? And Benzema himself will be earning probably around about $215 million a year, you know, if you add on some of the commercial deals. So the money that these players are getting is absolutely crazy money. And as I said, they're now going after other players. Reading today that Alexis Sanchez, formerly of Arsenal, of course, and also Manchester United, that the Saudi side, Al Fatah, have submitted an official proposal for Alexis Sanchez. Looks like he'll get a 10 million euro salary per season, right? Way more than what he's getting at Marseille. I mean, how can you turn that down? Absolutely unbelievable. And that they'll give him a contract till 2024. It's also reported that the Saudi Arabian League are looking to spend around about 20 billion euros in order to attract some of the biggest names to their league over the next few years. So I'm telling you, the Saudis are not playing about. And also, let me just say this to you. Football in Saudi Arabia is huge. I was at the World Cup in Qatar, and obviously Saudi Arabia, they had a good World Cup. We all remember that famous game when they beat Argentina. And I met so many of their fans over there, and they absolutely love football. They love the Premier League. They knew all about the teams, all the players. They were so, well up with football. It's a football mad country. We've seen that Saudi Arabia also have already invested in football clubs, and we know what's happened at Newcastle. Saudi Arabia have bought, Saudi Arabia Wealth Fund have bought Newcastle United, and Newcastle United have gone from a team that was struggling under Mike Ashley to getting into the Champions League. And they haven't even begun the serious spending yet. They've been able to bring in some top players already, like Alexander Isak for £60 million. And it's said that, basically, if there weren't financial fair play, they could basically go and buy absolutely anyone. So this is serious. They are some serious players. and they could be bringing in some serious players to their league. Cristiano Ronaldo, who's already there, who, famously said a couple of months ago that he thinks that the Saudi Arabian league can become one of the top 5 leagues in world football, and I believe him as well. He's currently on about 3.3 million a week. Karim Benzema, also reportedly going to be on 3.3 million pounds a week. Benzema, by the way, is the current holder of the Ballon d'Or. So to me, that's a significant signing. Modric, if he goes there, will be getting 2 million a year, as the reports. If N'Golo Kante or Ilkay Gundogan go, they'll get 1.65 million a year. These are huge sums that are very difficult to turn down. Now, I know there'll be a lot of you guys out there and you'll be saying, well, yeah, but they're just getting, these players that are at the end of their career, Cristiano, great player at the end of his career. Same with Messi. Even Benzema, all right, he could have maybe gone to another European team and played out for a year or so, but he's coming to the end of his thing. Same with Modric, same with Kante, same with Gundogan. They're all in their 30s. They're all coming to the tail end of their career. Very true. But what happens when they start attracting younger players? What if they start... let's just look on it, for instance, at the moment, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but Harry Kane, 1 year left on his contract, could be on the move this summer. What if Saudi Arabia came in and, offered Tottenham, said, listen, we want Harry Kane so bad, we'll give you... not 100 million, what you're asking for him. We give you 150 million or 200 million. And then basically pay Harry Kane what he wants. Victor Osimhen, who's, probably available for Napoli, but would cost mega money. What if the Saudis come in and say, we'll give you 200 million for Osimhen? Napoli are not going to turn that down. It's going to be down to the player, whether he want to go over there and play or not. And what if they offer him big money? And what if all of a sudden the Saudis start attracting lots of high-profile players from around European football who would traditionally have gone to many of the other top teams, but they go and play in Saudi? Immediately, that makes the whole league more attractive for a player to say, well, you know what, I'm going to go over there and play. They may secure some TV deals around the world so that you actually see a lot of these games. We've seen it with Cristiano Ronaldo. We get to see some of his games. What if they start showing many of these other games? So don't discount it that in the next 10 years, Saudi Arabia could become a major force in football. We've seen these sort of things in other sports. As I mentioned right at the top of this video, in the golf. The Saudis now have joined up with the PGA, a very traditional organization, and now they're going to run golf. We've seen in cricket, maybe it's not the Saudi Arabians in this case, but it was the Indians with the IPL, with the amount of money that's generated in the IPL, how they've been able to attract all the top cricketers from around the world to that league. Some of them even saying that they're not going to play Test cricket no more for their country because they earn way more by playing in the IPL. This could happen to football. And what would it do to the transfer market? It could inflate the market. It's already inflated as it is. But imagine if the Saudis really get involved in it and really start attracting some of the younger players and start bringing them over to their league. This is something to really think about, because one thing about Saudi Arabia, they're not short of the money. And as I said, they're not short of passionate fans who absolutely love football. So I want to find out from you guys, are you worried? Are you worried for the Premier League, or is this nothing to worry about? Is this something that's a good thing for football? Is this something that's going to make, bring football to the wider masses? I was over at the World Cup in Qatar, and I've got to say, the following from fans in the Middle East is absolutely incredible, and they deserve to see great footballers. So this is a really interesting one. But as I said, the Saudi Arabians are not messing about. They're making a serious play in football. Are they about to take it over? I want to hear from you guys. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe here to DR Sports, and I'll see you on the next one.